But we've got Sharp versus Lionblaze. Now, I think, if I'm not mistaken, that these two both won. Well, I know Lionblaze did. I know Lionblaze won his most recent match on stream against Chippy. Sharp, I think, also won his most recent match on stream. However, I forget who it was against. I should probably ask him, actually. He says first killer clapped him. I feel like he played someone after this. So there you have it, folks. I was wrong. Good thing I asked. Sharp did not win his most recent matchup. But anyway, let's get into this one. Best of 5, Lionblaze versus Sharp. Can Sharp come back strong? He's had a bit of time off recently from high tier 1v1, but Lionblaze has not. He beat Chippy quite recently on my stream. He's rank 1 at the moment in the new season. So let's see how he does. Reberty JS, thanks for the 10-month tier 1. We also got Chuck TJ with a 2-month prime. Hidden Pants with a 2-month prime. Snacky Chan with a tier 3 for 10 months total. Welcome back, guys. Let me just put the volume up so we can listen to some game sound here. And Broby1 Bernobi, thanks for the 4-month tier 1 also. Trackle, thanks for 500 bits. Chuck TJ with 400. Captain Dirtstash with 100. Pooby22 with the 9-month tier 1. And I think that is everybody. If I forgot you, then please do not be too upset. It was not intentional. Just remind one of my mods and they will help you out getting your shout out. And yeah, appreciate you, Snacky Chan, for the 7th tier 3 sub that you've done in a row here. 1-0 Sharp early on. Lionblaze with a good flick to get things started as well, and the demo is going to open up the net once more. Talked about this last time that Lionblaze was on stream against Chippy. The flicks are usually the name of the game for him. But here you go, that's something that we're not used to seeing. He drops the ball into a bounce, or out of the ball carry, into just a simple rolling ball infield for the hook shot, and I love that. One of the moves I have always been a fan of in 1v1, because the recovery time is instantaneous, and it's such a threatening shot for very little effort. Difficult for the opponent to read where exactly you're hitting the ball. But I'm also impressed to see Lionblaze mixing it up, because although he's really good at flicks, in fact he could be just the straight up best at speedy flicks right now in 1v1. If he's, you know, on farm, he might just be the best. It's hard to say though, because a lot of people are really good at flicks. But despite that, I like to see him mixing it up and keeping his opponent guessing, because that's going to make it harder in the long run for Sharp to get a good read on how to challenge Lionblaze when he's dribbling. Gotta mix up those infield dribbles, those bounce dribbles, those ball carries, flicks, even aerial plays, everything in offense. So important to mix up in 1v1. And that's not a bad one. Crossbar and the post coming into play there. Sharp can't recover. Lionblaze up 2-1. And that is one of the best flicks that we'll see not go in today. Lionblaze is the best flicks in the world. He might. It's hard to say because I've not seen enough of him recently. And I've not seen enough of the other like insane flickers of the ball. Basically what we need to happen is another Manfield Night EU and another Manfield Night NA and a Manfield Night NA. Then we'll know who the best flicker of the ball is, because he'll probably be one of those players. You know, it's not guaranteed though. There might be somebody outside of the top 8 in each region who's better at that particular skill set. You don't need the best flick in the world to be even a top 20 player in 1v1. It just so happens to be one of the most effective strategies. Good little look over the ball there from Lionblaze. I like that he's not done that for too long, because I've seen players get in trouble quite a lot by continuing to drive with their camera looking down for extended periods of time. Not the best landing by Lionblaze. Sharp's going to have a free shot, but Lionblaze does recover well enough. Puts it just wide of the net again. 50-50 absorbed by Sharp. Hook shot pass to the near post, and he's faked Lionblaze somewhat by accident, but scored in the process. Almost half the game gone already. Look at this from Sharp. I love the hook shot, and by hitting that shot slow, he gets it past a diving Lionblaze. Big Duck, thanks to the 5-month tier 1. Welcome back, buddy. How you doing? Why don't I make a flicks series, flicks only series?
And helping me love less at Rocket Logue.
Well, a flicks only series, it kind of... Oh wow, that's a lucky bump onto Lionblaze. Sharp almost had him out of the game, but he bumped him. Nice little wave dash by Lionblaze as well. But I was going to say that, yeah, flicks only doesn't always show who the best flicker of the ball is, because when the other player knows you're going to flick every time, the deception kind of stops being a thing, and deception is a big part of Flicks. The power that Lionblaze is able to get there. Another great demo. That's the second time this game that he's followed up a booming flick into the bar with a demo in the corner. Sharp needs to be careful. Whenever Lionblaze misses with a flick, that doesn't necessarily mean the attack is over. It might still be ongoing. And 55 left in the game. Lionblaze with a kickoff win is going to be in a really strong position. Didn't get the best first touch though. He was trying to take that one a bit more away from the goal, so that he get a bit of an angle to reverse 45-degree flick it, I'm sure. He prefers this variation, as you guys are well aware. Sharp is yet to score with a flick of his own. He decides to go for an air dribble dunk. That's also going to be ineffective. Lionblaze always going for the same recovery strategy on these saves. Just to save into the bar and then turning his card over, landing upside down on the crossbar, underside of the crossbar. Something that you must be doing in high-level Rocket League. Ones, twos, threes, doesn't matter. You need to know that recovery. If you do not, I'd recommend you go learn it, practice it, master it. Lead Daddy, thanks for the 26-month tier 1. Welcome back. And hey, thank you for welcoming me back. I'm just back from a holiday, so I appreciate you remembering this. Load Plays, thanks for the Twitch Prime. Oh, brand new Twitch Prime. Thanks for using it in my channel, mate. I really appreciate that as well. Just a cheeky whiff there from Sharp. Gonna give another possession to Lionblaze. And Sharp has been able to keep this one close for the most part, but then started to fall quite far behind here, and it's been strong kickoffs from Lionblaze that's keeping Sharp at bay. Now he has to score here if he wants to have a good chance moving forward, and he does score good. Makes up again. This time Sharp is going to be the one to adapt, forcing it low. He really sold that it was going to be a flick there. What caused Lionblaze to jump was that Sharp steered into the ball, as you would if you're setting up a flick. So take note of that one, guys. If you want to get people to jump over a challenge, or jump too high into a challenge, that might be something worth replicating. Thanks for all these subs, guys. I'm going to pause and shoutouts in the final minute here. I'll catch you mid-game, or between games. Looks like Lionblaze is going to be taking this one.
Who is scripted to win this one? I won't tell anyone else, I promise, Kappa.
I mean, I predicted Lionblaze to win just because he's recently beaten Chippy on stream, looked impressive while doing it, and has rank 1 in the rank ladder at the moment.
Felt like yesterday I saw this nose for the first time. Good times, good times.
Rocket League Chris, thanks to 13-month tier 1. It looks like Lionblaze has got this one locked up, so let me catch him with some shout-outs here. Freddy Bushboy, thanks to the 6-month, sorry, Twitch Prime. I did enjoy my holiday a lot. Yeah, I got a bit sunburned, but we're still alive, so it's all good. And NVC, thanks to the 2-month Twitch Prime as well. Dak Games, thanks to the brand new Prime, another brand new Prime, welcome. And Donkers, thanks to the 4-month Prime, welcome back to you. GG, Lionblaze is going to take game 1 here. If Sharp is going to win this series, the one thing he needs to do is play more aggressive. He's giving Lionblaze too much space on the ball. This isn't going to be an easy thing. It's not going to be a free win either, because Lionblaze probably knows this as well, and he might start to flick the ball from further away from Sharp's goal to outplay early challenges. Have to wait and see what's happening. But with this goal line defensive posturing, it ain't going to cut it against Lionblaze today, because Lionblaze is just got his flicks are working, and this has been a thing that I've discussed every time he's played on my stream recently. When his flicks aren't working, you can just sit back, because it seems like they're either on or they're off. Oh, good shot there by Lionblaze into his own net. This was definitely savable. We'll give it another watch through. Yeah, you get some players who they'll switch back and forth. One flick's good, one's bad, one's good, one's bad, but I've seen Lionblaze in the past have entire games where not one lands, and then entire games where every single one is a rocket. So today seems to be one of the days where he's going to be hitting them pretty well. Not all of them, but most of them are really good and hard to stop. And if that's the case, Sharp has to up the aggression. If Lionblaze gets that much space, he is going to punish, and he's probably going to score most of his chances. I'll tell you what, the other thing Sharp's got to do is stop getting demoed, because he's just a sitting duck here. You can see Lionblaze chasing it, but he just stops boosting and dies another time. Oh yeah, I forgot to update the score. Thanks for reminding me about that. I'll make sure to put the one on the right in the right line. Butter Divot, thanks to the 7-month Prime. We've got 34-month Prime from Morquan. Oh my days. And Soul 16 with the 12-month as well. Thanks to the year, dude. Great flick by Sharp. And an even better run up. Look at that.
Like 3 months
straight onto the right side of the field. Lionblaze can't shadow from there. Sharp puts it over his head. Beautiful. Great awareness of where Lionblaze was stationing his defense from. Countering him with that crossover. Love that I'm seeing this more from the North American players now, because for the longest time, whenever I would cast a North American 1v1, players would just take turns doing what Lionblaze is doing right now, just going straight at the goal and trying to score a flick. Then the other player would take the ball, go straight at the enemy goal and try and score a flick. But now players are starting to switch up their approach a bit more. Like, as I say that, Lionblaze just goes straight at the goal and scores a flick. But he's probably the one player that I can see this working for, because his flick is just so good. It's insane when he's playing this well. And you'll notice exactly what I talked about at the start of this game. Sharp tries to switch things up and attack earlier because he knows he's not going to have a good chance of saving Lionblaze's flick from close range. But Lionblaze countered that, so he's that one step ahead. He knew that Sharp was likely to up his aggression. He decided to flick from further away to counter it. We called it, boys. We just called the entire exchange. And that's a great save by Lionblaze. He had no boost, but he's come out the top of the goal with the in and out save. And Sharp, with no boost, he's not able to make contact with the ball or Lionblaze. And that is a 2-goal difference. Smooshy Goosh, thanks to the 5-month Prime. We've also got Clicker1 with the brand new Prime, and Papa Smurf for the 25 months. I think I haven't shared my stuff for 3 months, really. Well, thanks for the 3 months, or the 2 other months that you didn't share as well. I do appreciate that, man. That's almost a good save by Lionblaze, but Sharp does get one in. And, you know, we've been talking all series about Lionblaze flicks. I'll tell you what, if Sharp's able to keep up this level of deadliness, then Lionblaze is going to have to change up his defensive strategy as well, because what's been working up until now is not going to continue working against that quality of shot. You can't just pop it into your bar if it's already in your net. Flip reset for Lionblaze. Contact is made, but it's gone straight into Sharp on the goal line. Recovery is decent. Sharp's flick is also on point, and there's the rebound. We're all tied up. Izani the Brainy, thanks to the 60-month tier 1, man. So many subs, guys. I really appreciate that. Even in the midnight stream, when all of my EU brethren are probably sleeping. Actually, are any of you guys from Europe? Probably more than should be awake, are in fact awake right now. Good vision by Lionblaze. Oh, wow. And he's just mind gamed Sharp by accident. This is a complete mistake. But it's worked out because Sharp is respecting Lionblaze's flick so much that he expected something to be fired at him there. That being said, it did look a little bit weird on the spectator POV. I don't know how Sharp missed this, because it looked like his car hit it. Probably dodged the wrong way. Double touch attempt by Sharp. He's too low. And now, chance for Lionblaze to counter-attack. Chance gone, though. So just let Sharp have it. Now here comes Sharp again with the bump attempt. Lionblaze stays low, catches it. Look at that. From Lionblaze. Just no fear whatsoever in the face of danger. Crossbar saves Sharp. And unfortunately for him, he jumped up for that. He may have been able to counter-attack if he realized it was hitting the bar earlier than he did. 2 minutes left in the game. He still trails by 1. Make it a tie game. Sharp finds the back of the net after Lionblaze doesn't get on the right side of a challenge and decides not to play the ball. I think playing the ball there would have made a lot more sense than just letting it bounce back into the middle. It was kind of a losing position though for Lionblaze, because if he does play the ball and jump in the process, he leaves himself wide open to being demoed if Sharp sticks around, sees where he's going to land. And you know, you've just got to take the risks that are necessary sometimes. Kick off goal puts Lionblaze back in front. You know, guys, I've forgotten what the cast sounded like, but if anybody in chat right now watched my cast of Morocco versus Belgium, which I uploaded to YouTube today. It was over a week ago I casted it, because I've been away for a week, but it went up on my channel today. Sorry, a bit of a tangent here. I saw one of the comments said, it said something like, Johnny, I don't know what's wrong, but your casting is just not normal today. I hope you're okay. And I was like, firstly, thanks for having my back and hoping that I'm okay. I don't remember what the cast sounded like, but I think I was fine. But does anybody know what on earth this guy's on about? It got likes. I think people are either trolling me by liking it, or I was actually sounding weird. I don't know. Did I? I thought it was normal when I casted it. I don't remember anything strange. But yeah, I thought that comment was pretty funny. Thanks for having my back. Great flick by Sharp. Look at this, guys. Sharp is wanting to put a case for himself being in the same league as Lionblaze. When it comes to flicks, Lionblaze is trying to sneak in a challenge, but it's coming from plain sight. I was yawning in the fort. Listen, okay. Yes, I was yawning while casting some of the 4, but that was not my fault. Players were late. Matches were played really late in days that I didn't really want to be doing them because they were the only time that we could record it. So yeah, I was tired, but we tried not to make it too obvious. I think it was still pretty obvious that I was yawning. Not my fault. Players were late. All right. Yeah, Sharp's really turned this one around now. 2 flick goals in a row. I've got Lionblaze trailing by 2, and it's going to be really interesting to see how both these players continue on in this series, because with the flick quality being so good for both players, we're probably going to see more high-scoring games. 1, because the flicks are hard to save. 2, because what do you do when your opponent's flicking well? You challenge early. What happens when players are challenging early? You get very, very volatile games, because these early challenges often lead to counter-attack goals or goals into the back of the net of the player who just got dribbled. It's going to continue being ridiculously high-scoring if this playstyle continues. I had allergies, my nose was running because your window was open. Someone was mowing grass. Oh, maybe somebody didn't realize that I've had this my whole life. This isn't a problem. I have hay fever. I'm sure many of you do as well.
Soon, Johnny. Won't be around.
Not a big deal. So whoever that guy was that was worried because I had hay fever, fear not, because this is something I'm very familiar with. I've had it since I was a teenager. Sharp doing his best Lionblaze impression here. Great stuff from almost inside his own half. The power is definitely ramping up for Sharp. He's woken up in game 2 and obliterated Lionblaze. This was a 6-5 lead for the West Coast man. Sharp has come back in outstanding fashion. How was my trip? The trip was really good. Yeah, I was in France and then I was in Bulgaria. So, well, Paris more specifically, and then Sofia, which are both capitals of the two countries. For those of you who are not aware, I'm sure most of you are aware of Paris. Sofia, not so much. That's going to be game 2 confirmed with an incredibly high-scoring affair, and Sharp is really going to make this one a series by the looks of things. Derek Terry, thanks for the 8-month Prime. I really appreciate that. Won't be around. Oh, you won't be around when I read this. Oh well. I tried. I should have listened to Brian. I should have listened. You don't understand those flicks. Every time you try those, the ball just goes flying above you. The reverse 45-degree flick is something that there's lots of tutorials for on YouTube. So that's the first thing I would suggest. Just check out a tutorial for it. I'm sure if you just look for reverse 45-degree flick Rocket League, it'll come up. But the one thing I'll recommend to you, and this isn't just for reverse 45-degree flicks, this is for a lot of flicks, is try going fast when you're doing, especially reverse 45-degree flicks. Try going quickly as you're setting up the flick, because the faster you go, the faster the ball is going to kick off the front of your car. When you basically, what you're doing is you're turning your car into a ramp. You jump in front of the ball and then you flip back into it so that the ball ramps up off your car, gets multiple contacts, and every single one of those contacts is accelerating the ball just that little piece, and then you've got ridiculously fast flicks, 100 km/h plus. Now you don't have to be going fast, but when you're learning, I would recommend you try to go quickly. It's the same with side flip flicks, and it's also quite helpful for diagonal flicks when you're cutting into the ball. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Lionblaze with an open net miss after a successful early challenge. Now what we predicted in the last game is turning out to be very true. We're seeing so many early challenges here because these guys are terrified of backing off and trying to shadow against the opposition. But the early challenges are starting to get countered because they're so predictable now. And I mean, you can't really blame them for going for this many early challenges when the quality of ball carrying is this good, when the dribbling is this good. But the next step that Sharp and Lionblaze have to take if they want to stop these early challenges from getting so hard countered is, of course, fake challenging. There's the rock, paper, scissors of challenges. The full-on shadow will be the perfect counter to people who are trying to... Oh, what demo by Sharp, great equalizer there. Yeah, the full-on shadow will be the perfect counter to players who are playing really jumpy and expecting you to challenge all the time, and they're just hitting the ball at you. But then if players stop being really jumpy and they start sitting back to counter your shadowing, then you start challenging early. And then how do players beat that? Well, they start popping the ball early. Well, how do you beat players who are popping the ball early? You fake challenge to make them pop, and then you run away and get the ball. There's this. That's what I mean with the rock, paper, scissors. We're at the final evolution now. Fake challenges should start to appear. We're getting to see the whole evolution of Rocket League challenges today. Great bumps by Sharp again. You can't actually score this though. That's a shame. It would have been a great goal if you put that one in. Now, speaking of great bumps, what tangent that is. I was playing 2s earlier, did my placement matches in 2s. Great pass here by Lionblaze, by the way. But yeah, I was doing my placement matches in 2s today. And my 2s teammate and me were in comms together, we're pre-mid. We managed to demo both of the opposition, and then he spawn killed both of them. Well, I scored a terrible goal. And I've never seen that happen before. Has that ever happened in any of your games? Can we get ones in chat if you've spawn killed the entire lobby in 2v2 before? Because that was the first time I'd ever seen it. But I might have to show you guys after this is done. It was hilarious. In the meantime, we've got a lower scoring game than I anticipated, not going to lie. That's not to say there's not going to be many goals towards the end of the game. Lots of ones, actually. So you've spawn killed entire lobbies. The double kills. Great stuff by Lionblaze. Sharp, not taking the advice of mixing in fake challenges, because that's not convincing enough, and then he does a real challenge right after. Now, if you're going to follow up a fake challenge with an actual challenge, you usually want to do it when the other player didn't move the ball. If they just did nothing. You fake challenge, they didn't do anything, then you can throw in a real challenge. But if you fake challenge and they set themselves up, oh my goodness, what a save by Lionblaze. If they set themselves up for a play by popping it in front of them, it's probably not the best time to follow up the real challenge, because they will most likely hit the ball past you. That's what we're seeing happen here. And Sharp's going to try and cross the field as quickly as possible so he can get that challenge in as early as possible and force Lionblaze to flick as early as possible. So far, so good, but it looks like it's about to go downhill as Sharp concedes a 5th goal. He just could not hold on here. The first save gave him a lot of work to do, and Lionblaze wisely pops it into the bar and waits to see if a mistake is going to happen. Pabler, thanks for 30 bits, man. I appreciate that. It's a great save by Lionblaze. He's got more work to do, but he's managed to scare Sharp away from hitting that ball, because Sharp could see Lionblaze coming in for the save off the underside of his own crossbar and decided not to shoot and try again after a full pitch dribble. It's not been successful. Low 50-50, but without a dodge this time from Sharp. He'll try again, same strategy. Again, no dodge. Catches Lionblaze with a slight bump on the exit. There's not enough boost now for Sharp to get the ball on top of his car. He's had to drop it into bounce dribble. Lionblaze wins the race to the boost, and he's setting up a full pitch air dribble. Last touch is good enough. Sharp is out of the game once again, and Lionblaze seems to have found the counter here. He knows that Sharp is challenging early, so he just goes for early touches. Sam Ivers in an extra 10-month prime. Welcome back, buddy. Much appreciated. By the way, guys, I asked earlier, I don't know if anybody knows the answer to this. I forgot to look at my chat after asking because I'm stupid. But is tournament mode spectate working again yet? Or not? Because I'd love to cast a tournament, but I don't know if tournament spectate is working. It's a great flick by Sharp. He's back within 2. This is certainly not over yet. Probably not. Yes. So we've got 2 yeses and 2 nos. I don't know who to believe here. Lionblaze backs up. Sharp once again takes his boost. Sharp is going for the fast track down the middle. He's got half a chance here. Not going to be an easy one. Lionblaze gets a save, and Sharp is just inside the goal. I think he might have just FF'd this game. He knows he's conceding. I certainly hope, yeah, he is still here. I had to just check that he's still here, not straight up disconnected. But Lionblaze gets another goal, and funnily enough, by doing so, has decreased his chances of winning. I think if he just left that ball alone and didn't score it, he would have had the best chance to win. But by scoring, he's given Sharp the chance of the double kick-off goal 0-second equalizer. You know what I mean? I like the non-goal play there, or option for Lionblaze, if he's trying to play out his win condition to the maximum. But hey, he still had a pretty good win condition with the goal, but he did score, and it has worked out. And he's taking the lead 2-1 in the series. It's best of 5 as usual, guys. So just one more game necessary for Lionblaze. Hey, thanks to Gabriel Spectre, the Prime sub. Are you King Spectre's friend, or is this just a coincidence? And also Goofy PP, thanks for the tier 3 sub. Much appreciated as well. And Old Man Carl, thanks to the year of Prime subbing. Much appreciated, guys. It's the last chance for Sharp. He had such a promising game 2. It would be nice to see him get it to a game 5, but of course, not rigged, by the way. Definitely not scripted. They're just listening in. They're like, Johnny wants game 5? Okay, game 5, here we come. Sharp with the first goal. And it's a nice ground shot as well. Lionblaze, I think you made the right option there. You had to back off in case there was an early shot from Sharp, but it's a bit too difficult to save one of that quality. It's Dennis quadruple 7, thanks to the 2-month Prime, mate. Lionblaze just missed another open net. That's his second in 2 games, and this one is going to be even worse than the first. Or is it? Yes, it is, because Sharp barely squeezes in a second goal. I thought he'd missed this one as well. Sharp has good dribbles. He does. Both these guys have got fantastic dribbles. Now, when I said earlier that I think Lionblaze might have the best flick when he's on form, I just mean, you know, when he can actually play 5 minutes to his max potential or close to it. I don't think anybody right now that I've seen can put out as good flicks as he can. But that's not to say that there's nobody else who can score flicks like that. Not at all. There's several players. Especially in North America, where flicking is more, well, at least speed flicking is more popular. The EU flicking is, or at least in my experience of watching, more slow and placement oriented. Sharp is having an absolute brilliant start to this game. He gets 4 goals inside the first minute. Lionblaze not expect him to turn so early on that one. You won against top 10 players in ones. Congrats, mate. Best of luck to you in your future endeavors. But no, I'm probably not going to be casting more ones after this. Look at that from Sharp. That is just brilliant. And Lionblaze can't reach it. He jumps over the demo and then wave dashes into position for the half volley. 5-0. And Lionblaze has got an uphill battle and a half if he wants to come back with this one. Luckily for him, though, he's conceded all 5 goals so early in the game that it is still very feasible. Sharp, not for the first time, misjudging the position of his own crossbar. He's played it over Lionblaze yet again. That'll be 6. Everything going right for Sharp in game 4. And the neutral spectator, myself included, delighted by the prospect of a game 5. But I did not expect it to go like this after seeing the successful adaptations that Lionblaze was able to make last game. He's got 1 back at least.
I had a longer sellout message, but Twitch is being done. If you're watching on YouTube and you have Amazon Prime, you should subscribe to Johnny on Twitch with Twitch Prime. It's totally free, and that's a great prize.
It is totally free. It sounds like a meme, but it's not. It's true. If you've got Amazon Prime and you want to support your favorite content creators, you can connect your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account and subscribe to me or anyone else on Twitch for free every month that you have Amazon Prime. Totally free. So even if you're not going to sub to me, you should definitely sub to somebody. It's completely free. And you also get some free like in-game things for various games. I don't know what's free with Twitch Prime right now, but it changes week to week. I would absolutely recommend it. Get stuck in, even if you're not a Twitch viewer, you can still support your favorite content creators. Lionblaze starting to mount a comeback here, but that save from Sharp is going to make it that bit harder. Lionblaze with a heavy boost advantage. The mind game gives him his third goal. Sharp, give him the credit in the chat. This was perfectly timed with the mind game. He knew that Sharp was itching to put a challenge in. He also knew that Sharp was afraid of another flick. That's what he just showed him at this end of the field. How did that bounce out like this? Sharp getting a bit fortunate there, but Lionblaze does come out with the ball. He's dropped it, I think by accident, but picks it up somewhat well. Still had to use so much boost there. Tried to pick up the 100 on spawn, but Sharp gets it. Still over half the game to go. Very comebackable score, and especially if Sharp misses like this and Lionblaze doesn't. 3 goal difference, and that's just not good enough for Sharp. He's miscalculated his boost.
How long have you wanted to be a
unable to
caster?
recover.
Did you have other aspirations before becoming one?
Oh.
And do you have other career fields you want to get into if casting hitting overdone for you?
How long did I want to be a caster? I mean, when I used to watch other esports, and like, I don't know, maybe you guys can relate to this. That was a smashing flick by Sharp, but the bar denies him. Don't know if you guys can relate to this, but sometimes when I would watch esports that I was, you know, quite knowledgeable about, like I was really good at, not good, but I was really familiar with pro player strategy in StarCraft 2, and then also League of Legends, and also Heroes of the Storm. I don't know if there were any other games. I think there were the only 3 games that I was really good at least knowing the strategies for. So when I would listen to casts of these games, I would most of the time be smarter than the caster related to the game. I was just like, what is the point of this of casters if viewers are smarter than casters? What is there even the point of this guy? There would be some that were interesting, and they would actually add something to the game because it'd be funny or exciting. But
was trying to think of something
color casters who didn't add anything, I was like, what is the point of that guy?
Thanks for streaming.
So yeah, I tried to get into Rocket League casting on it because I didn't want the same thing to happen to Rocket League. I was like, maybe I can fill this niche because I keep seeing color casters who have no idea what they're talking about, and I'll try and not be that guy. So yeah, that's how I got into casting. Did I do anything else before? No, I was student, got an engineering degree. Short answer to that question. Do I want to go into other career fields? I mean, at this point, I would probably stay in esports because I've got a lot of contacts in esports. If casting, well, I mean, casting is actually, I guess, just a small thing that I do. It's more of a passion project than a career, I would say, because I don't make enough money casting Rocket League, like casting like Rocket League tournaments to live off. I don't know. I guess maybe at a stretch I could, but yeah, I don't get the majority of my income from casting Rocket League. I get it from Twitch and YouTube. So that and sponsorships and stuff like this. So yeah, casting isn't really my main thing right now. That's just something I really enjoy doing. I love casting Rocket League LANs, so it's just a passion thing.
My name is Brian,
for me.
but you can call me Charboy.
Yeah, if Twitch and YouTube stopped being a thing, I guess I would just try to take another avenue in esports.
Boy channel. Keep it real. Westside for life.
Hey, thanks Liquidity1 for the 3-month tier 1. It does look like this game will close out in favor of Sharp. He looks very comfortable here. Lionblaze had a resurgence in the middle, but it has been Sharp at either end, putting too many goals in. Thanks also to Hazardous Monster for the 2-month Prime. Welcome back. And Geekman, thanks for the 27-month Prime. You're trying to say something edgy, but you can come up with it. Well, you tried your best, that's all that matters, mate. But I appreciate the 27-month Prime. Yeah, I think I answered all the question Goofy from the 500 bits, so I do appreciate that as well, man. Hopefully my answer was in depth. Decided to just go ahead and answer that question since this game looked like it was decided already. We will be going into Game 5 here, which I intend to pay maximum attention to. This is turning into such an interesting series. Now, it looks like it's Lionblaze's turn to basically learn the lesson that Sharp learned in Game 2. or game 3 rather. Sharp learned in game 3. Well, although I want to be more aggressive, put pressure on Lionblaze, I can't just throw myself into every single challenge, because then Lionblaze is going to get the ball past me too many times because he can see me coming. Well, that was actually Lionblaze being a bit too aggressive in the last game. Sharp getting it past him too easily. See who can find the balance in game 5. Sharp gets an early goal, and what on earth? How did he get a goal here? This should never be Sharp's goal. He's still recovering when Lionblaze has full boost and he's looking at the ball, but Lionblaze either didn't expect Sharp to go for it, or he was trying to bait him in and he just waited a bit too long. One of those two things has just happened, because what should have happened there is Lionblaze should have got a block on the shot and then probably scored a counter-attack. But as things stand, we've got 1-0 Sharp, and Lionblaze looking a bit dodgy at the start of this one, this 5th game. Hey, Sparkle putting the extra tier 3 29 months in a row. How you doing, mate? 20 million billion months. It is a lot of months, man. I really appreciate that. Thanks for another tier 3. Up to 10. 10 in a row, as if it wasn't enough to have one. I really appreciate that. How you doing, mate? We're into game 5 here. Lionblaze trying to come off the sidewall for something extravagant, and it has not worked out. Sharp 2-0, and I am starting to look like I might be wrong today. I thought Lionblaze was going to be the one coming out on top when all was said and done. In fact, I wouldn't have been surprised to see this one be ended before game 5, but Sharp has showed up. He's beaten Lionblaze at his own game at times, and at others he's just been a bit smarter. He's had enough overall to win this one, there's no doubt about that. That save is exactly what he needed. You see the problem that Lionblaze had trying to accelerate that one, but he's got an even better save at the other end of the field. Let's keep the scoreline at 2. No follow-up challenge there. He does finally put one in, and a necessary one at that. It's all Sharp playing the frustration game. Gets the ball underneath Lionblaze. He is 3-0 up now, and he could have slow rolled this one. Lionblaze decided to go for a lap of the field. Sharp is bringing his A game here, and he is bringing his most frustrating game as well to play against. He is just pressuring the ball so much. This is what Lionblaze hates. He just wants space more than anything else. He just wants a little bit of space to play with. But Sharp is giving him none. He takes the boost and scores the 4th goal. Wow. Lionblaze is going to be tilted after this one. You thought you could just sneak in here, get the ball and the boost, but Sharp takes everything. And with 3 minutes left, it is going to be Lionblaze needing another comeback. He couldn't do it in game 4. Can he do it in game 5? Well, Sharp's giving him a pretty good chance here. Lionblaze not going to be scoring just yet, though. He's trying to sneak into a position for a demo, and he gets it. Look at that from Lionblaze. So deceptive, but Sharp spawns in between himself, or between the ball and the goal. Such good fortune for Sharp. And Lionblaze is still scoreless in the 5th game, the ace match. Sharp with the flip reset is trying to make things even harder. It looks like he's only going to be making it harder for himself, though, because Lionblaze has avoided a flip reset bump attempt from Sharp. Quite a rare combination. But this has not been a standard game. There's no doubt about that. Parker DeMoss, thanks for 45 bits, mate. And also Skinny Savage, thanks for the Prime sub. Welcome to the stream, man. Sharp puts in a 5th goal. And it's him who's been the more consistent in the final stages. Saw Lionblaze with quite a few kickoff goals earlier in the series, but Sharp is looking like the player who's going to finish off the series with kickoff goals. He puts in another one, and Lionblaze says car switch. Oh, I didn't even know you could do this. I kind of like this, though. This is kind of cool. I don't know if this is a thing that you can do. And is he back? Wait. Yes, he made it. What? I don't know if you're allowed to do this in tournaments, but I mean, why not? If you can make it back in time, I suppose. But if you don't, then the other guy is welcome to play on. He had to type car switch just in case we thought it was a rage quit. I love that. That's the new meta right here. Oh, the new meta. I feel like this should be allowed. If you can be quick enough to exit the lobby, change car, get back in before the kickoff, then why not? It seems fair. It doesn't seem effective yet, but this would be hilarious in RLCS. Somebody, oh my goodness. I'm just going to tell them I'm totally okay with it, but I just never saw it before. I totally don't mind. If you can make it back in, that's fine. Like, if you don't, it's your fault. I would love to see this, honestly. Can you imagine how much Rocket League players would do this? Because Rocket League pros are like the most placebo people in the world. They would be doing this every single goal that they concede. I guarantee it. In 3v3, somebody would be like, oh man, I've got a heavy car bug. I'm going to switch to the breakout. That's amazing. The new meta has arrived. Is this something that happens in other tournaments? I've never seen this happen, ever. Nobody's ever done this. Car switch mid-game. I'm amazed that I haven't seen this before. After all this time. Hey, in Betod 1, thanks for the Prime sub. I really appreciate that. RLCS fines players that leave before the game is over. It's a little bit excessive, isn't it? I guess they want to enforce sportsmanship, but you know, if it's in the rules, it's fine. OSM did it in the past. I don't remember it, but yeah, it sounds like something OSM would do. Lol. So apparently OSM did this before. I swear I don't remember it. I don't remember it at all. I'm getting old. Showing my age here. But yeah, apparently OSM did a car switch. Garrett G said that in stream once. Well, let's see if Sharp can find a way to lose from 7 goals ahead. He just looked so solid at the end of this series, and you know, it has to be said, Lionblaze, from going down 4 goals early on in this game and the last, didn't look like the comeback was there. I don't know how, but sometimes you're watching, I guess it's just because some people are Fairy Peak and some people are not literally Fairy Peak, but when somebody goes 4 goals ahead against Fairy, or even a modern day Flakes, the lead doesn't look safe. But in games 4 and 5 here, even when Lionblaze was starting a mini comeback in game 4, the lead looked safe to me, and I can't really put my finger on it why it did. It's probably just a historical thing. You know, I'm thinking, have I seen Lionblaze make crazy comebacks like this before? I don't remember it happening, therefore if he's behind, it's not likely to occur. But have I seen Fairy Peak make these comebacks before? Absolutely. So if he's behind by 4, no big deal. He'll probably be fine. But that's interesting to me. I didn't notice this until today. But GG's is called. Very one-sided ending to the match, but an interesting one.
Hey
Regardless,
Johnny, I just want to say thank you so
insane
much.
flicks from both
I've
players.
been watching your YouTube for so long, and you've helped me finally reach Champ 1 and get the rewards for the first time. Keep up the great work.
Hazardous Monster, congrats, man. Thanks for the £10.69. That's very generous of you, man. I really appreciate it. And I have to ask, did you get Champ 1 Season 10, or is this like Season 11 is happening right now? You could just type in my Twitch chat, by the way. You don't need to donate again to get me to read it. I'll try and look at my chat right now. Best of 21. Yeah, thanks Sharp and Lionblaze for playing. Really entertaining series. Very interesting stuff. Sharp just dominating at the end against Lionblaze, who still has not found a way to consistently perform on stream in the, I don't know if we'll call it the higher pressure situation, but he's an absolute monster on ladder, and he hasn't quite found a way to show that consistently on stream.